Hello, welcome to another video from Mastery Tutoring. In this video, we're going to be talking about the theorem of Pythagoras, or as other people like to call it, Pythagoras Theorem. Now, in this theorem, we are given a triangle. This triangle is called a right-angled triangle. The reason why it is called a right-angled triangle is because we have an angle that is equal to 90 degrees here. I can name this sides to be A, B, and C. So now, as you can see here, angle A is equals to 90 degrees. Therefore, this makes this triangle to be a right-angled triangle. In a right-angled triangle, we know that BC or A is the longest side of the triangle. So let me just indicate that. It is also known as the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse of the triangle. Now, the theorem of Pythagoras says that if you square A, definitely it is going to be the square of B plus the square of C. This is the Pythagoras theorem. And then this is what we use to find the sides of a right-angled triangle. Now, depending on what you're given on the question, they might give you a question where, suppose they gave you length of B and the length of C, but then they didn't give you the length of A there. They didn't tell you what BC is equals to. Now, they can ask you to find that length, or maybe you're solving a question that requires you to find the length of BC in order to get to the answer. So now what you do is you come with the value for B, you plug it in there, and then you come with the value for C, you plug it in there, and then you solve this. Suppose we're looking for B, so we're given A and C. Here's what you're going to do. You manipulate this formula here, so you're going to have to make B the subject of the formula. By doing so, you say A squared, you take this C to the other side, it becomes minus C squared, which is equals to B squared. You can also rewrite it to be B squared is equals to A squared minus C squared. Now, if you're given the value for these other sides, you can simply substitute it in there. This formula can be written in this way. BC squared is equals to, BC is the longest side, right? And then it has to be equals to AC plus AB. I'm going to call this equation 2, and then I'm going to call this equation 1. So equation 1 and equation 2 is the exact same thing. It's just a different way of writing it. It means the same thing. Let us take a quick example here. So we have example 1 here. We are given two sides of a right-angled triangle, and then we're required to find the third side. So based on the information that we're given here, we can see that this is a right-angled triangle. Also, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. And then how do we know that we can apply the Pythagoras theorem? Two things that we need to know. It has to be a right-angled triangle, and then we need to be given at least two sides in order to find the third side. So now let us go ahead and apply the Pythagoras theorem. So now we're looking for AC, side AC. AC squared is equals to AB squared plus BC squared. And then now let us go ahead and substitute our values here. So AB is given as 8, as 6. So we're going to say 6 squared plus, and then BC is given as 8, so this is going to be 8 squared. So AC squared, we put on the square root sign. We put on the square root both sides. AC is going to be 10 units. Let us take another example. In example 2, we are given triangle NPO, and then we're given OP and NO, but then we're not given the value for NP, and we are required to find that NP. Now we check, is this a right-angled triangle? Yes, it is. We know two sides. Therefore, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. Here's how we do it. So we have to say the longest side, which is NO, we square it. It has to equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So we have NP squared plus PO squared. We're looking for NP, right? So it means that we need to take PO squared to the other side, to the left-hand side. So here we're going to have NO squared minus PO squared is equals to NP squared. So now let us substitute the values that we're given. NO is given as 73 squared minus, and then OP is given as 48. And then we square it, and this whole thing has to be equals to the square of NP. And then we have to put the whole thing under a square root sign. NP is equals to 55. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.